Okay, so this session is intended to reinforce your, or to facilitate your activities in answering the modules. Okay, so our objectives for this lesson, first, we would like to learn the universality and inclusivity of the Catholic Church. So here we are going to discover that among all other religions, the Catholic Church is the most universal and the most inclusive among all religions. Second, hopefully we could be able to uphold the spirit of interreligious dialogue in dealing with different religions. We would like to apply the idea and the teachings on dialogue in dealing with our context, given the fact that we are living in a situation wherein there is a plurality of religion. And lastly, we would like to be able to share our Christian faith with other religions, especially those who does not affiliate themselves with any Christian groups. Okay? Our context is this. There is a universal search for the supreme being throughout the course of human history. This means to say that all throughout the story of human civilization, there has been and there's always the continuous search for the divine being. So there are no civilization that does not have their concept of God. Even in ancient Philippines, we have what we call Bathala before. Okay, so all civilizations have that notion of God. Now, religion basically is a product or a result of that restless search. When people come to organize and share that experience, it develops what we call religion. So religion is a product of the restless search, and through the process of organization and sharing of experiences, we are able to develop a religare, a relationship wherein we have basically a commonality when it comes to how we share our experiences on God. It is in religion that the riddles of human condition is answered. And basically, religion provides the most profound answers to the most existential questions, like what is life after death? What is the road to true happiness? And how are we going to be moral? In fact, religion is the one that provides the most concrete framework in order for a human person to find his true happiness. And in order for the human person to be able to live a good and moral life. Now, religion can be classified into two categories. We have monotheism and polytheism. Monotheism means one, from the Greek word monos, and theos, one God. So monotheism or monotheistic is a belief in one God. On the other hand, we have polytheism. And polytheism comes from the Greek word poly, which means many. Poly and theos, which means many gods. In the context of Christianity, we can consider ourselves as monotheistic. We believe in one God. For Hindus, they are polytheistic because they believe in the existence of many gods. Now, these are the great religions in the world today. We have Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Judaism has a great commonality with Christianity. It is even considered as the root of Christianity. In fact, Judaism um, is deeply linked with our Christian tradition. The first Christians were Jews. Jesus Christ was even considered as a Jew, and our Old Testament Bible is a Judaic Bible. Okay? Basically, Christianity is considered as the fulfillment of the Judaic prophecies. Now, Islam is also similar to Judaism. Just like Judaism, they are also Abrahamic. Islam believes that they are descendants from Abraham, but they came from Ishmael. So remember that in history, there are two sons. Abraham has two sons, Ishmael and Jacob. Jacob is believed to be the descendants of the Jews. On the other hand, Ishmael is believed to be the descendants of the Arabs. Now, for Islam, Muhammad is God's messenger or the prophet. But just like Christianity, Mary is also given importance. And another thing that is common with Islam to Christianity is that it also believes on the way of peace. In fact, Islam means peace in itself. Hinduism is another religion known for its desire to seek freedom from all the anguish of human condition. So the desire or the fundamental desire of Hinduism is the removal of human suffering. Or in their parlance, they call it dukkha. And the removal of dukkha will lead towards the attainment of perfect liberation, which they call nirvana or heaven. That is why Hindus are known for engaging themselves in asceticism, reflection, and meditation, because that is the way for them to be able to detach oneself from all human inclinations and human desires. Buddhism is a product of Hinduism. Around 300 years after Hinduism was established, after the death of Siddhartha Gautama, Buddhism was born. Basically, it's a product of a council. Okay, so Hinduism branches out to Buddhism. And just like Hinduism, Buddhism also teaches the way to attain perfect liberation. The only difference is that they are very particular. In Buddhist tradition, they teach an eightfold path, wherein a person could be able to attain perfect liberation by following that path or that way. Now, according to Joseph Prunso, there are 6 possible responses to truth claims of different religions. These are naturalism, religious exclusivism, religious inclusivism, religious subjectivism, religious pluralism, and relativism. When we speak of naturalism, it is a belief that all religions are mistaken. So it believes that there are no religion that is correct because everybody is mistaken. Now, in religious exclusivism, this is a belief that there is only one world religion that is correct and others are mistaken. These are the kind of people or the kind of church that preaches that they are the ones chosen, that they are the true church, and all others who does not belong to their church will be condemned. Okay? They are very exclusive. Parang kami lang, kami yung tama, kami yung totoo. Okay? Another thing, yung tinatawag na religious inclusivism. Now, inclusivism means only one religion is fully correct. However, they believe that others contain some truth of that one religion. So despite the fact that they believe that they are the true religion, other religion is also affirmed. They believe that even you do not belong to this main religion, your religion has some truth in it. It has some truth in it that we can all affirm. And then we have the religious subjectivism. It is a belief that each world religion is correct in the sense that it is good for those who adhere it. It is very subjective. Parang sinasabi niya na lahat ng religion tama, depende sa pananaw ng isang tao. So kung it works for that person, then it's okay. So subjective, very subjective yung attack or your perspective pagdating sa religious subjectivism. In religious pluralism, it believes that all world religion is correct. Just like Hinduism, it does not discriminate anybody. Parang lahat ng yan, lahat ng religion, kahit ano man yan, tama yan. Okay? So, religious pluralist. It accepts the fact that all religions is correct, basically. And then we have religious relativism. Ito naman, it believes that at least one or more than one religion is correct relative to the worldview of its adherents. And these are the 6 possible response to truth claims of different religions. Now, you can evaluate yourself the kind of response you have. Okay? If you relate, when you relate yourself with other religions, pwede kang maging naturalist, exclusivist, inclusivist, or subjectivist. Okay? Now, what must we do as Christians and how are we going to evangelize? In the context of interreligious dialogue, we must focus not on the differences but on the things that can be agreed upon. Anong ibig sabihin nito? In our context of dialogue, what we should discuss is not the things that will make us divided. Instead, we must focus on the things that we could all have in common, that we could all have in harmony with. That is why we have to focus not on the differences, but on the things that we should agree upon. Example, a Christian and a Muslim can both agree on the idea of monotheism and the importance of Mary. So rather than quarreling about who is true and who is not, who is doctrinally sound and who is false, we could all agree on the idea of monotheism. Perhaps we could even agree on what are we going to do or concrete steps on how to alleviate poverty or how to address terrorism or how are we going to help one another survive this pandemic. So the perspective is always positive. Okay? So ito yung tinuturo ng simbahan. When we engage in the process of evangelization, we must always remember na we have to apply the principle of dialogue. It should go to the deepest level. So it should not simply stay on the human level. Rather, it should reach into the third level. Okay, wherein you affirm our each other's faith. Okay, there's an attitude of respect and friendship, something like that. So you focus on the positive side of our religions. Okay, now what is the stand of the Catholic Church? The stand of the Catholic Church is religious inclusivism. So the church says that the church rejects nothing that is true and holy in these religions. Therefore, the church appreciates what is true, what is good, and what is beautiful in all other religions. Ang tinuturo ng simbahan ay maging inclusive tayo. Meaning, we should not create bridges. We should not create, sorry, we should not create borders. Rather, we should build bridges. Okay? So we have to be welcoming. We should not reject nothing that is true and holy in other religions because other religions have some truth in it. That is why we have to always look for what is true, what is good, and what is beautiful in other religions. Okay? So hopefully you can be facilitated with this short discussion. Now, siguro daanan lang natin yung ating activity sa module. So for the question, you have to answer this one. What is religion? It's a very general question. And then you are asked, what is your thought about your religion? So you are going to analyze your own religion. What do you think about your own religion? What do you think about your own doctrine, your own teachings? And then lastly, you have to enumerate challenges or experiences that you may be struggling to follow in your religion. So what are those experiences or challenges that you are struggling to follow right now? For example, if your religion is teaching that your pastor is the chosen Messiah, so are you doubting it? Is it hard for you to follow it? Should you explain it why? For the last question, it should be experiential. Okay? Now, for the objection part, you have to answer this one. What is your attitude towards different religion? Here, you are going to apply the 6 principles laid out by Joseph Kunso. So when you see other religions different from your religion, what is your attitude towards them? Are you welcoming? Are you inclusivist? Are you exclusivist? Are you subjectivist? Okay, so you analyze your personal perspective, okay, when you relate with other religions. Second, among the Joseph Brunso's 6 possible responses to conflicting truth claims of the world religions, in which category does your religion belong? Here you are going to analyze the stand of your religion to other religions. What is being taught in your religion? Is your religion teaching to be inclusivist or is your religion teaching you to be exclusivist? Here you are going to analyze the collective stand of your religion. Okay, so the only difference with the first question is it's personal, but for the second question, it's more on collective. For the said contra, you're going to answer the stand of the Catholic Church on conflicting truth claims among world religions, and you have to explain it why. So what is the stand of the Catholic Church given the plurality of religions? Okay? And for you to be able to be facilitated, kindly refer to the discussions above. Second, what is the relationship of dialogue and proclamation? And explain it. Bakit mahalaga na ina-apply natin yung principle ng dialogue in the proclamation of the gospel? Bakit kailangan dumating sa third level yung paraan ng proclamation natin? Okay? So ang sagot dito is objective. For you to be facilitated, kindly refer to the discussion on the module. And for the last activity, please be very particular in answering the module by referring to the rubrics. Detailed sharing of experiences, reflection on the presence of God, and helpful tips. Okay? And answer the question, as Christians, how should we proclaim our faith towards people of other religion? So before you answer this question, make sure that the elements needed in the rubrics is embedded in your discussion. Do not simply answer this. Answer this by following the rubrics. Okay? And hopefully you could be able to be facilitated in your discussion. So I'm going to cut this. Since you choose asynchronous modality, and I think this is already enough for you to be able to be facilitated in answering your module.